Have you ever heard someone say, once you offend me once, that's it, I'm cutting you off. Once you break the trust I have for you, that's it, that's all. I only give people one opportunity. So sadly, this is how a lot of people are. They forget the times you were good and they remember that one time that you messed up. So you guys have been friends, or you guys have had a form of relationship, or even maybe it's your organization, the place where you work, or it could be a community where you belong to, or whatever the setting is. People tend to remember the one time mistake or the one time bad action over all the good. I want you to remember that could be you. You have to also remember that you are also human and you can also make mistakes. And so what I just want to briefly talk about today is for you to lower your expectations. Sometimes we place an unhealthy degree or amount of expectation on people. And those people are human, for crying out loud. It might not even be conscious, but maybe just because of how we esteem those people in our minds and in our hearts. It could be friends, it could be family members, it could be people we look up to, it could be role models, it could be your boss at the office, whoever it is. Sometimes we just put them on this pedestal that really no human being should be put there. Really, you've heard things like people say, oh, all men are scum. Why is that? Because maybe somebody they held in high regard, somebody they respected, a man they respected so much, did something that they did not expect that a person of his caliber would do, or vice versa. People may say women are scam, fear women, all those kind of things. And in the religious setting, you may see people say, oh, I stopped going to church because church is a scam. Why is that? Because maybe somebody they held in high regard, maybe the pastor or a leader in church, did something, right? And then they take a drastic decision and say they are not going to church again, or they don't believe in men anymore, they don't believe they are good men, or whatever the scenario is that plays out. And I think, while I'm not trying to excuse the mistakes that people make, you also have to look at it from the perspective that you should not let anybody get to that point where they can define your life for you. You can learn from people, you can get advice from people, you can have people as role models, you can have people as mentors, but the way you esteem them should not be so high that their flaws and their mistakes take a huge toll on your own life personally, or on your own walk or your own journey, on a personal note. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is lower your expectations. Give people room to be human. In the process of placing people on certain pedestals in your mind, give them room for mistakes. Give them room for error. Because I'm telling you, there are some people that you may not expect to make certain mistakes, but the truth is they are human. Sometimes they don't even want to make those mistakes. But mistakes are just part of the human nature. And in as much as we are called to be perfect as believers, as followers of God, it takes time to build character. It takes time to build morals. It takes time to build your relationship with God to the point where there are certain mistakes that you've grown too high to make in a sense. But I don't really think you can overgrow to the point where you don't make mistakes. There will still be something that you would do. Maybe not something big, not maybe not something as alarming as maybe stealing somebody's money, or running away with somebody's money, or lying against somebody, or framing up somebody. Maybe not something as big as that, if I can describe it that way. But you definitely make mistakes. So mistakes are a part of the human nature, but that's not to say you should excuse certain mistakes. I like to think of it as some mistakes are ignorable, like you can ignore them. I'm talking about people that are close to you, like maybe leaders that you look up to, role models, mentors, family members, siblings, your boss at the office, people of that nature that you kind of have a certain level of regard for. Make sure you give them room for error. Of course, like I said earlier, not error that is too harmful, not error like maybe somebody slapped you now, you say, oh, just give him room for error. Somebody is hurting you, maybe with certain words, emotional abuse and all those stuff, and then you're saying, oh, let's just give them room for error. It's just being human. Or somebody is being a narcissist around you, no, those are not the kind of capacity for error that I'm saying you should give those people. But I'm saying have a healthy amount of admiration, and just balance it so that when they make mistakes, yes, you may be shocked because you won't believe that this person could make such a mistake, but give them that room, give them that understand with them that this could have been you too. Because there's no guarantee that if you were faced with what they were faced with, that you would actually overcome. There's no guarantee that if that same scenario played out in your own life, you would actually make the right decision. So give people the room to be human. So in other words, lower your expectations. Even if somebody, for example, promises you money or something like that, or promises to support your business, there's one lesson I've learned, just digressing a bit. They don't plan, or you don't plan with money that has not entered your account. Let me put it that way, because even maybe you're an entrepreneur, you have a client, and then the money is huge, and then you're already making expenditures with your savings because you are expecting that money to come and cover up. They don't do that, actually. That's one thing I've learned, just digressing a bit. You don't plan with money that is not yet in your hand. You understand? Long story short, in summary, lower your expectations. Give people the capacity to be human in your mind. Give them that threshold to be able to express their weaknesses, to be able to express their humanity. Don't just be the one that cuts people off. Immediately you just see a mistake and all. What about all the things they did right? What about all the times they got it right? You're just quick to just remove somebody from your friends community, or just remove the person from your life because they just made one mistake and all. So guys, it's about balance. Have a healthy amount of admiration, respect, and value for the person. As you can esteem them to a healthy degree, but also give them the capacity to make mistakes. Also have that capacity to still move on, to still live your life even when those people make mistakes. Don't be too close or admire them too much that their mistakes can affect your life in a negative way. And then have that, just lower your expectations, guys. Just have that healthy balance between both sides of the coin. Okay guys, so that's it for today's episode on Church Boy Talks. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.